Bash Bros movies, and we saw Molly's Game last night. And listen, I've seen this trailer last year for this movie. And I thought it was interesting seeing Jessica.
I didn't.
Really?
Huh? Me and trailers, we don't get along.
Oh, okay, well. And I mean, but it's like, listen, the movie was interesting, had a good story. Tells, I mean, we rarely hear stories like these, you know. I mean, listen, I mean, I'm not talking about triumph once certain athletes are like past their injuries, you know, but it's like what happens afterwards is usually, you know, they become, I don't know, coaches or business people or what have you. In this instance, it was just a little bit different, but it's still so unusual. It's one of those things that you don't see every day. So, how does one go from being? I don't think she was a pro skier necessarily, but she was almost there.
She was Olympic class skier. She should have made it to the Olympics. So.
Yeah.
Then the injury happened. You know, frozen branch. I mean, happens to everybody every now and then. But she went from there to actually running the world's largest high-stakes poker game.
Legal poker game, mind you, not illegal.
Well, until the last 6 months.
Well, I mean, we'll get to it, but listen, she was able to get a job, and then she got into this, you know, poker thing with her boss who in Hollywood, and then he fired her for whatever reason, and mostly because he was a broken asshole. I mean, broke asshole, not broken asshole, but I mean, it is what it is.
He was not a nice man,
like I said. And listen, and eventually she she took the game over from him, and him being not so smart as he thought he was. I mean,
that usually happens.
Things happened, and she ran her business legally with you know, rich people.
So basically, what makes a poker game legal? The house doesn't take a profit.
Yeah.
If you want to sum it up, basically, the second the house starts taking a profit, it starts being illegal. She paid her taxes. You know, everything was, you know,
by the book, pretty much.
Yeah, by the book. She paid her employees. She only took tips. So.
Yeah, you haven't read the book. I haven't read the book. I haven't heard this story before movie was announced, pretty much. And so, I went into it not. Listen, I have usually no expectations from the movie.
The only thing I knew about this movie was that Aaron Sorkin was making it.
Yeah, let's not forget. And to me,
that's like a huge plus. The second you put his name on it, on the project, I'm gonna watch it. This is the dude who made West Wing, the guy who made Newsroom. He made Moneyball, so you know you're getting something.
He wrote all that stuff. Yeah. He didn't direct any of it.
No.
Maybe he directed an episode or two of West Wing. I don't know, I haven't checked his IMDb. But this was his directorial debut.
Really?
Yeah. This is his
the guy writes.
So yeah, that's
Sorkin. I saw him as a writer. I didn't care who directed. I watched most of his stuff, even the sitcoms. Couple of sitcoms he did back in the early 2000s. All high quality stuff. So when you have Aaron Sorkin as a writer, you're gonna check it out because you know you're gonna get a good product.
Yeah, and one of the information I got online was he actually like. When he needed tips, he called his buddy David Fincher, who he did the Social Network with, for tips. And I mean, having Kevin Costner on the set, I think that pretty much helped too, because I mean, he's an actor turned director, so he does quality stuff too. So I'm sure that wasn't. I mean, I'm sure like he's a wealth of information as well. At least on the set. So yeah, he partially wrote the movie with Molly Bloom. So because the movie is based on her book. And I'm sure he wrote a screenplay or whatever, man. But he
wrote the screenplay. She wrote the book. Obviously, they based the movie on the book.
Yeah.
He wrote the screenplay for it, so.
Well, I'm sure there was still stuff that she, you know, had final input
I wouldn't know. Wasn't there.
Anyways,
above my pay grade.
Above our pay grade.
Oh yeah, we don't get paid.
But listen,
we don't get paid at all.
Unfortunately,
we pay to do this.
Dude. And listen, I mean, the movie was enjoyable. The story was, I mean, I'm gonna say by the numbers because it was by the numbers, but it was still interesting.
And I love Molly's character.
Definitely.
As a whole.
I think Jessica Chastain's portrayal of the character was top notch.
That was brilliant. And I like, listen, these days you put Idris Elba in the movie, I mean.
Dude.
So Idris Elba, like, even acting-wise, the characters just blew it out of the park. The whole...
I mean, the movie, I mean, if you're not a good actor, it was somebody else, I think the movie would have been done,
maybe?
No, not different, not that it would be made differently, it just would feel different. And to me, I think the portrayal,
Possibly.
the acting in this movie was top notch.
The acting was top notch, definitely.
To me, Jessica Chastain definitely, like, put this movie on a whole another level. I think she's definitely deserving of the Oscar nomination, in my opinion.
I don't know where she gets one, but I'd give it one.
I'm saying nomination, not the Oscars.
No, yeah. I'd nominate her.
So, yeah.
As the lead,
Idris Elba, definitely best supporting actor.
Oh, yeah.
In regards to the movie itself, you know what? I'd give it a screenplay and...
Screenplay I'd give him.
Screenplay
I would go, depending on what they do, screenplay and writing, I would give him,
now that I've seen
I would even give him the top movie now. Because now they raised, how many movies get nominated for the top movie of the year? Is it 8?
Yeah.
I think it's 8, so... we had, I'd put it in top 8. I'd give him a nod. A nomination, I would give them.
You know what?
Now, whether they could win it...
Oh, yeah, that's a different story.
That's a whole different story. I don't think they win it. But I would give them the nomination. Listen, this movie has everything. The story, the acting, it's all there.
Definitely.
So it's not just like we wrote a...
What about directing?
Iffy story. I'd give them. What did they do 5? Or did they raise
5.
them? 5 still. Spielberg's probably gonna get it for the
They only raised the best picture number.
I would give it to him.
So, yeah.
For director debut, yeah. I like Sorkin.
You think he's?
I'm a Sorkin fan. From the directorial standpoint, I would give him one. Spielberg's probably gonna get one for the post. Everything else, I can't just tell you who they're gonna nominate. But Sorkin might get one.
You know what? Yeah, I'm with you, man.
He might get one. So you're looking at possibly 6-7 nominations for an Oscar, which for a movie, it's pretty good.
I think that's more than good. Not every movie.
Yeah, like even if they don't get 6-7, they can break in 3, 4, 5 probably.
At least 3.
They can probably do the actors and the screenplay, and that's 3.
And writer. Best writer.
So you're looking at possibly 4 to 7 nominations. It shows you how good the movie is.
Definitely, man. Definitely. What would you rate it, man?
Like a 25-ish.
25-ish?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit lower than you simply because, like I said, it's by the numbers kind of movie. Despite its quality writing and everything else, it just wasn't, I'm not gonna say entertaining, but just the rewatchability factor on me is just kind of, you know, it's just like there's some movies that I'm just gonna see only once. If I see them on TV or cable or somewhere, maybe I'll watch them if there's nothing else to do. And I think this movie falls into that category, so I'm gonna give it a 21 out of 30.
Right.
And I think that's
a little too low for my blood, but hey.
Listen, I don't think it's that great.
Listen, you write the story.
It's based on true story. It's a sports movie. It's a movie, you know, about a woman who rises above, you know, whatever her situation is, and, you know, it just goes, I'm gonna say, like, the story in this movie that we've seen, I don't think it necessarily ends in triumph, but it ends on a really good note.
I didn't Google it, so I don't know what happens after the movie.
You've seen the movie. I'm talking about the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know what happens after the movie.
Listen, when you break your back the way she did at 13, and come back from that, and then just the whole story there.
Yeah.
Listen,
and,
one of the reasons why I don't watch trailers is for the movies like these. So when I walk into the theater, first of all, I don't even know what's happening in the movie because I didn't read up on it, I didn't watch the trailer, I don't know. Maybe sometimes I have a general idea, but most of the time, I don't know what's happening in the movie.
Right.
So you give me a good story that's going to glue me to that chair, and this one did. And then everything on top of that, the acting,
Yeah. No.
Overall, I like the movie. Am I gonna watch it again? Probably at some point once it gets out on DVD. I'm probably gonna watch it with mom and dad.
Yeah.
I might watch it later on, a couple of years down the road. It really is that good of a movie.
Yeah.
I'd even recommend it to other people.
Of course.
You know, it's one of those movies.
Well, yeah, that's
it from us. Like, subscribe, comment. You know, tell your friends.
Yeah.
In-laws, outlaws, all that stuff.
Yeah. Until next time, Bash Bros up.